Welcome to my dark sex dungeon, where it's just you and me and all the kind of stuff you've seen in 50 Shades of Grey. Hi guys, my name is Alex, and today I am talking about the concept of being dominant and controlling in sexual experiences and why you should probably try this if you want to spice up your sex life and make some steamy, hot sexual experiences with you and your partner. What I mean by dominant sex is not the kind of bdsm scene entirely. It's not what you're picturing with whips and chains and latex and leather and one person's completely tied up and the other person's getting whipped and all that kind of stuff. That stuff is fine if you're into it, but what I am kind of getting at is the concept of kind of taking control and being the dominant force and the driving force of the sex you're having. And this applies especially to men. I think it's kind of a good default position to be in, to be the one that's in control, that's going to lead the sexual encounter. The reason for this is kind of a multifaceted reason, because it does a lot in portraying you as kind of the connoisseur of sex, because you know what you want and you are not afraid to ask for it and get it. And this is extremely arousing to any sexual partner. Finding a partner that kind of knows what they want and are confident enough to lead the interaction into getting what they want while also focusing on the needs of their partner, that is extremely arousing and sexually stimulating, mentally stimulating, and is going to take your sex to a whole nother level. Trust me on that. The reason relinquishing control in this area of your life, in the sexual area of your life, is so arousing is because we often don't really have the opportunity to do that in our regular daily lives. And a lot of sexual fetishes and desires and things like that you want during sex, you want them because they represent an opposite side of what you're used to in your normal life. So if you're used to being the decision maker or the housemaker or just kind of being self-sufficient, it's extremely arousing and exciting and nice and pleasurable to let your partner take control and just tell you what to do, and you don't have to think about it at all. Just do what they say and lose yourself to that experience. It's going to help you get into the moment and kind of stay in the moment and stay present and immersed in the experience, and that is going to take your sex to a whole new level of pleasure and arousal. So especially if you're a guy and you're trying to create better experiences for your partner, then it's kind of on you to take responsibility and take control for that sexual experience. And you can literally do everything your partner wants, that you've talked about, that you've discussed that your partner wants, but you're framing it in a way that they're doing what you want. So it's kind of like you're in control, but you're still providing them exactly what they want. And this is extremely effective in keeping your partner in the moment, present, and just excited about the sex and extremely aroused, and it just is so pleasurable and nice. The best sexual experiences are ones that you can just kind of totally lose yourself into the experience, be completely immersed and present, and just relinquish control to your sexual desires and just be there and be stimulated in every way that you possibly can. Kind of an easy way to do this and to achieve this for your partner is to literally take any control away from them and have them just be there and do what you want them to do. And so if you think about it, if you're guiding them through this sexual experience and you take their input out of it, and I mean take their input out as in it's all consensual and you've discussed this beforehand, but if you're guiding this experience and you're taking their input out, that's one less thing they have to think about. And that just frees up more mental space for them to just be present in this sexual experience. Being dominant, it might seem like this really foreign, really fetishized, crazy thing that seems like it would be hard to do, but it's actually really easy. You can kind of just make your normal sex that you've been doing even forever, but just instead of just kind of automatically doing these things, you're telling them what to do. So you say, take your clothes off, do this. And even if they're things that you guys always do in every sexual experience, you're adding that kind of mental variety, and it's kind of exciting and it's stimulating. And it's an easy way to improve the quality of your sex by a pretty large margin, because like I said, your partner is able to then kind of take that thought away of what do I need to do during sex, how should I behave, do I look okay, all these insecurities and all these kind of things that are pulling them out of the experience. It allows them to really enjoy the experience and be present and be locked into this experience, because they can finally relinquish control and let you be the decision maker. If you've ever had that experience where you're with a group of friends and no one can really decide what to do or where to go or all these kind of things, and it's kind of this crappy space where nothing is happening because no one is courageous enough to kind of make the decision, and then someone comes in finally and they're like, let's just do this, and we'll just do this, and they kind of just take the responsibility of making the decision for the group. That's such a good feeling, because it just takes the pressure off, it takes the burden off, and the same thing to an even higher degree happens during a sexual experience. If you take that burden away of, I have to perform a certain way, I have to do a certain thing, I have to accomplish a certain thing, and you just take the lead with your confidence, with your dominant energy and your passion and your drive, that is going to free up your partner to just have these incredible sexual experiences where there's no more pressure and they're just able to relax, enjoy the experience, and be completely stimulated and pleasured in the best way they possibly can be. So, next time you have sex with your partner, try controlling the experience, try directing the experience. Like I said, even if it's the same thing that you always do during sex, but you're just kind of adding this element of you're telling them to do these things rather than them just happening automatically, that is going to make your sexual experience so much better, because you're adding that variety element and it's just mentally stimulating. So try to incorporate that, take responsibility for your sexual pleasure and do these things, and really take control of the experience. Like I said, make sure you discuss these things before you have sex and communicate, and make sure you're not forcing people to do things they don't want to do. That would be bad and kind of crazy. So definitely discuss this with your partner and take it easy. By being dominant, it doesn't mean you're completely tying them up and forcing them to do crazy things all the time. Be responsible, be safe, as always. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and subscribe if you like what you've seen, and leave me a comment, leave me a like, do whatever you need to do on YouTube to let me know that you like me and you like this advice. And if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching the entire thing. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate all of you watching so much. So, yeah, be more dominant, take control, and watch your sex life improve by a huge margin. Bye, guys.